Okay.
Welcome back for part four. I'm here with Liv from Talk Tours, and we are going to be going over their small ship cruising. So I'm going to get started with our first question, Luke. Talk has offers small ship cruising. What describes a small ship experience with Talk?
Oh, well, they are small ships, I suppose would be the first point. So an average of 200 guests, which is really nice because when you have those smaller ships, you have better access. So you can get into ports that are, inaccessible to the larger ones.
Mhm.
So huge advantage there with that. For example, we can go to the Galapagos Islands, which you could not do in one of those gigantic ships. But it is worth noting that if you guys are not aware, we do partner with other companies to accomplish small ship with Tauck. So we don't own our own ships. We partner with Windstar, Ponant, Silver Seas, and Metro. Now, then you could say, oh, well, why don't I just book with those? Well, the experience for the guest is vastly different to what a guest would experience if they booked through Penant or any of those other companies, because we have exclusive Tauck experiences. We have Tauck tour directors on board. And then there's sort of no limitations on, the dining and food experiences. There's no packages. It's just one congenial party for all of the Tauck guests, um, and they would get to exit and, sorry, disembark and embark on the ship ahead of everybody else, even for the stops at every place that you dock. It's the same thing.
Perfect. How is Talk's small ship product different from the traditional ocean cruises?
Yeah, so I guess it would be down to sort of just to expand on those points I made in the last question. The excursions would be really above and beyond. So the other companies might go with a local expert who would give an orientation, perhaps, of the
Mhm.
area, whereas we have really, really unique experiences and exclusive access as well. So when you dock, you could go to somewhere that's going to give you early morning or evening access. So it's just you and it's very exclusive. It could be something as dramatic as, a helicopter ride or a flight seeing, or if you have, a family on board, it could be zip lining or something like that. So the excursions really are special. And then the service on board, so having those tout directors, which is one per roughly every 15 to 20 guests, means that like when you have groups that go on tours and you're in all these different destinations and everyone has different needs, to have a tout director there to be responsive to them changes the tour dramatically. Like, you could be there and you could be like, oh, I have gluten allergy, but these restaurants, they just don't cater to me. But you have that tout director to look after you,
Mhm.
um, and communicate that they're there for you to be able to enjoy like just the best experience. So, yeah.
Per- Perfect. Can you share some examples of destinations or itineraries that really shine on this format?
Yeah, so our tours, or sorry, our small ship cruises, there's two types, right? There's cultural, and a cultural could be when you're going from um, let's say Greece to Turkey to Istanbul, or you're in the Mediterranean, or the Great Lakes, or going around Iceland. But we also have expedition cruises, and these are for more, let's say, more adventurous guests who want to be able to, put on a parka jacket and step onto an iceberg, for example. So we do Antarctica, we do the Arctic, and we do Galapagos Islands, as I mentioned, and these are just amazing when it comes to adventure. So some of my favorite itineraries, well, I think the Great Lakes is an amazing cultural itinerary that you could do in the US. It's very, very popular. Goes between the US and Canada. Iceland is amazing because you're going to get to see, you know, the land of fire and ice. It's probably one of my favorite destinations that I've ever been.
Mhm.
And going with Tauck is just a lovely, luxurious experience. And then Galapagos and Antarctica are exceptional. Galapagos is going to be full of wildlife, from um, gigantic, tortoises and dolphins and everything. You're just going to see so much. So, yeah, it's quite exceptional.
Very good. What partnerships does Talk work with?
Yeah, so the partnerships I'd mentioned were Metro, Silver Seas, Windstar, and Ponant. So we partner with them, but we also partner with our local experts in each destination. So those are handpicked and they are exclusive for the Tauk guests as well.
Perfect. And what kind of traveler is drawn to a small ship cruising with Talk?
I would say it is if you're going on the expedition, someone who's a bit of an adventure traveler. Now it is still very comfortable. Like we supply the parka jackets and they are, you know, I had a colleague who went and they bought their own because they thought, oh, they'll never have the right size for me. And
Mhm.
we did actually, yeah. And they're beautiful. They're just pristine and the right size for everybody. So you get that adventure traveler. But you also get the curious person who, wants to learn about the history and cuisine, and we make sure there's regional dishes on board and whatnot as well. And then affluent, I would say as well. So, typically, 55 upward. Now, just one last point I wanted to add it. We do have a product called Bridges, and Bridges is our multi-generational product. And when I first read about these, or before I started reading about it, my question was, Andrea, is this going to appeal to the kids, or is it going to pacify the kids and appeal to the adults? Which is it going to be?
Right.
And then I read through the itineraries and I thought, oh my God, these are amazing for everybody.
Mhm.
So you could do a small ship cruise, you could do safari. We have 11 different safari itineraries. Um, you could do, and safaris for everybody, not just the Bridges brand, by the way.
Okay.
Um, but you could do a land tour in Europe, and then the activities. I was just like, wow, you could do zip lining in Costa Rica, or you could do mountain biking in the Swiss Alps. In Italy, you could do a gelato tasting or gelato making class or a pizza making class. On board a ship, you could do seasonal activities because we have around the holiday time, we have an itinerary for the family.
Hmm.
Also, back to Italy, you could put your kids in a gladiator training school. So they'll be given little helmets
That's
and
fun.
swords, and they get training with a gladiator.
Hmm.
Um, and then we have a counterpart experience to that in Japan where they can become ninjas.
Oh,
So,
wow.
really fantastic experiences for everybody.
Wow. That sounds so amazing. I I don't have any other questions. Is there anything else you wanted to close with or about?
Yeah, this video would be for your agent, your travel advisors, right?
Correct.
Just for perks for yourselves, when you make a booking, you get a point, an agent reward point per person. Not per booking, but per person, which is better.
Hmm.
And 5 points, agent reward points, equates to $1,000 in travel credit. So these can be accumulated in one calendar year, but you can use the ones from last year or the ones from this year.
Okay.
So they expire after 2 years. So you could use those towards a trip for yourself, for yourselves. And we also send out travel advisor discounted trips several times a year. So the last ones went out in April, and I remember seeing 50% off on River. And you can
Wow.
combine those with your travel credit that you earn through bookings. So
Wow.
you could end up doing, a $12,000 trip for free, essentially, just paying for your airfare, or more. So currently you can get up to 12,000 in travel credit, but we're talking about removing that cap in the future. So, but still, that's pretty good in combined with the heavily discounted trips as well.
Perfect.
Don't forget to sign into the advisor portal. That's where you can benefit from. You'll be able to see your points that you've accumulated. You can order brochures and send them to your clients, and we have an AI tool that will generate a letter from you to your client. And then the final thing, we have something called approach guides, and that's where you can have rebrand the Tauck website. So Andrea, if you did it, for example, you would remove the Tauck contact information and replace it with your own. And then you can bookmark that website that's customized to you. And then anytime a guest asks for oh, where should I go? You could just send the URL to them and the sales funnel goes directly to you. So
Perfect.
you would, yeah.
And that can be done like if it's an independent contractor, they can put their own information, so it goes to them, correct? Or does it go to the agency only?
Yeah, independent contractors. So you can put in any information you like, your name. And by the way, this takes no more than 2 minutes. So it's not like you're building a website yourself. You literally click the link and then it asks you to build your profile. And that only involves your name. So first and last name, phone number, email, a photo if you want, and a logo if you want. That's it. And then you
Okay,
hit create website and it generates the website there and then. So to access this, just go into the travel agent portal. It's called Advisor Connect. You can find it on Tauck.com and you'll see a green banner. It says boost sales. Just click that and off you go.
perfect. And if they need help with marketing or any, like if they want to do a special event or a group, just reach out and contact you.
Yeah,
All
absolutely. So my email is lomahoney@tauck.com. So that's LOMAHONY@tauck.com. And drop me a line and I can support you guys with additional trainings. I can do consumer events, and if you need any marketing materials, I can do that as well.
perfect.
Um, and for doing these videos, we are going to offer you guys an offer that you can give to your guests if they are new to Tauk. So it's going to be a code. So I'm going to send a PDF to Andrea with a code in it. And
Okay,
this code can be used to give guests who are new to Tauk a free pre or post night at a hotel on a
okay,
Tauk trip. And these hotels are Oberoi's and Four Seasons and whatnot, so they can be 500 to over $1,000 a night. And this code will last for a month. So myself and Andrea will determine when to start and finish that
okay,
after this, but she'll let you know.
perfect. And I'll put your contact information in the under the video so they can have that as well.
Perfect.
Um, I don't have any other questions. I just want to thank you so much for taking the time and doing this, and we look
My
forward
pleasure.
to working with you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you.